Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Pace, and welcome back to everyone who is already a subscriber to the channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews like the one coming at you right now. The winner of the main event for Brawl in the Burgh 21 for 247 Fighting Championships is Khama, the Deathstar Worthy. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to MMA after retiring, getting a hip replacement, taking care of your health. You were back in. You won a dominant, unanimous decision. How are you feeling 24 hours removed? What was it like getting back in there yesterday?
It was good. I feel great. I don't really have anything really wrong with me. I'll be back to training. I'll probably take like a week off. I had kicked his knee once or twice, so I'll probably take a week off, let that heal up, and then I'll get back to training and stuff like that. Nothing. Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it was freezing. It took me a minute to get. I was in the back. I was trying to get warm. I just could not get. I just could not get warm. I don't know. I was freezing. And I don't think I got kind of started off kind of slow. I was trying to force stuff a little bit, but that was expected to happen a little bit.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Coming back, you never take super easy fights. This was a tough guy. He'd actually fought in bare knuckle. I know you have fought in professional boxing, so he's the type of guy that really likes to mix it up. You mentioned to me in the post-fight interview in the cage about your heart rate staying under control, your cardio was still good, that your breathing was good. How much of a confident boost is that for you for your next fight? Obviously, you're a stud. You fought 5 times for UFC. You've been a multiple-time champion for 247. All of those great things. But how confident are you of yourself now, post-surgery, low heart rate, and calm breathing?
Yeah, I mean, like I wanted my heart rate to get a little higher. My coach, he was cool with it. He was like, there's no need to push the action, but I I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I like to get kind of pushed a little bit, like, and I was thinking about doing some stuff. And my little brother was just like, "Don't." He's like, "Dude, if he's just okay, just getting beat on the outside, just keep beating him on the outside." So I just did that. I don't know. It was a weird fight. I never felt in any kind of danger. Like even when he got that first takedown, uh, I realized it was because I forced the kick, and I got back up. I'm like, okay, I figured he'd start like I could hear his corner screaming for him to do stuff, and he was like really he was real secondary on actually attacking and stuff. So after the fight, he just told me like you're just really good, and I couldn't like figure out how to get to him. Like, all right, I guess that's acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fight. Um, the Sandstorm, Jimmy Salen's a great guy. I was talking to him afterwards. Obviously, you guys got along, but matchups makes fights. He is a tough guy. He knew coming in against you, he said on this show, would be his toughest fight. Obviously, you're a legend. He wanted to test himself, but you're a legend for a reason. You kept him on the outside. He couldn't really do much. He hung in there the whole time, but it wasn't like, he was wearing your punches on his face. For people that didn't watch the fight, he had really bleached blonde hair, and some of it was legitimately pink by the end because he was bleeding. So
Yeah, I mean, I think like he was definitely tough. I just I can't really you can't really get mad at him. I mean, like I guess like when you're just getting out, you can't figure things out. You just do what you can do. Like I said, I kept hearing his corner scream for him to do stuff, so I would like try to counter that, and like he would just never ever like he never broke the barrier of range that was like kind of dangerous. And like the last 10 seconds of the fight when I was going to get able to hit, he would shoot. I'm like, well, why would you shoot? I'm like, I figured you'd be trying to win, but it is what it is.
yeah, and also, the couple times he engaged in takedown attempts, you got back up. If he took you down, he also had really nice double on hooks and just threw him off a couple times. You said on this show before your fight that your hip, before, during, and after the UFC would really limit some of your grappling, or really your grappling in reverse, to borrow the Chuck Liddell, right? That you want to keep it standing, so
Right.
you got to grapple to stay up. How good did your hip feel in there when you were on the
Oh,
ground?
it felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt good. My body was never hurting at all during the fight. Like I felt perfectly fine. If anything, I was just kind of waiting to like kind of trying to push the action, like waiting to see if he was going to be willing to to push the action. But like, yeah, I felt great the whole fight. My body, I said nothing hurts now. My hip didn't hurt or anything. I know the commentary they said I got in the fight. He did kind of surprise me. I thought he was gonna like run the double over, and I was gonna like step off and hit a wizard, but he kind of like cut below me, so he kind of caught me by surprise a little bit. But like even when I landed, I just grabbed onto his wrist and like stood back up and got back up the wall. So it wasn't anything. My legs didn't limit me in any way. I felt great. I wasn't worried about going down to the ground. I maybe should have played a little bit more jiu-jitsu, but I mean I really wanted the knockout. That's why I didn't even play around when we got to the ground. Like I'm just gonna get back up. But it is what it is.
Sure. Well, you hit a big milestone last night. Obviously, the return to MMA for you. You're 37 years old. You've got, now that your body's feeling better with the replaced hip. But I don't know if you've even thought of it, but you won your 20th professional MMA fight last night. Obviously, you've won some other things, some boxing and stuff like that. But as far as pure MMA goes, that does not count your amateur career. But what does it feel like to hit legendary? You're like a Jim Miller now, Amy.
I
Like
didn't know
seriously.
I didn't even know I was going for 20 fights until 20 wins. Until now I was like, oh snap, that's a lot of fights, man. So yeah, I mean it's really cool to hit that point and still be active and still feel I can still go and stuff. So yeah, I liked it, man. Like I said, I watched Justin's fight, and I was like, shit. I wish I would have got a guy. I wish I would have. My guy would have, because Justin's guy, you can tell that guy was fighting to win. You know what I mean? Like he made it a dog fight. Like he didn't let Justin like keep the reign. He made it was a fight. It was a real fighter's fight, and Justin ended up putting him on his ass. And I'm not saying that like Jimmy wasn't like that. He just didn't take the risk. And I was just kind of like, I wish I would have fought. I wish I would have fought him because that would look like a fun fight. It was a fun fight to watch.
It was. It was a fun fight to watch. I'm pretty sure that's a KO of the year candidate for Justin. It was an incredible fight. Your opponent Jimmy was coming in off his last MMA fight was a knockout win. So clearly
I know.
he had the
That's why I
ability.
thought
Yeah, yeah. But
that's why I thought he was gonna fight like that.
like you said though, what he said to you, it's a compliment. I mean, you're tall for your weight class against him. Obviously you move in a really unique way. I think you're striking. Clearly, you got you got a huge KO in the UFC. Like that your striking is at that level that a lot of people, and hopefully Jimmy learns from this and grows. He was testing himself against you, and whoever he fights next in his career isn't going to be Khama the Deathstar Worthy. And so that's a good thing. He might feel a little bit more confident. He might be able to gauge range. And, a lot of times people learn from losses when they fight, much more experienced guys like yourself. So, but to be 20 wins, to be 30 pro MMA fights, and here you are, feeling good and thinking that you're going to be able to get back in potentially for 247 in June. It's just really exciting. It's just really exciting to see you make your return.
Yeah, man, it felt good. And okay, I gotta put this out there because I was talking with my man Ethan this morning, and at the end of my fight, I said I wanted to fight the guy that fought him. And apparently they thought some people thought it was me saying I wanted to fight Ethan. I'm like, no, that's not the case. Ethan's my buddy. That's like my dude. He was just up here training with me, getting ready for his fight, helped me get ready for his fight and stuff. So just wanted to put that out there real fast and let that be known. Ethan's my A1 dude. I've been working with Ethan for a long time. Him and the rest of the guys, him and Nick Brown and stuff. So no, I was not calling out Ethan.
Yeah, well,
although the promoters like that shit. No, it wasn't
well,
the case.
I guess, yeah, they do like. So, obviously, my mind didn't even go there because I get a little bit more of the behind the scenes. I know who trains with each other, and obviously, you guys, Justin Patton, and Ethan aren't the same weight class, but they're big time training partners. You're a big time training partner with them. You mentioned Nick NyQuil Brown, who's an absolute, stud, and none of you guys are going to fight each other. You guys help each other up, and and obviously are big training partners. But who do you have, or who did you have in mind as a potential for you?
Like I said, my man Ethan Hayes, he just fought that dude down in West Virginia for the
Ethan Hayes,
Ethan
who
Hayes.
you just,
Yeah,
yes,
his last
yes.
opponent. Yeah, so
Oh, I
that's
know
the
it. I
guy.
know the name.
Yeah,
Rocket Rollins. Good guy.
yeah.
Chris Rocket Rollins. Well, he's had a ton of fights like you, and I'd say that's definitely a potential. Hopefully, the legendary matchmaker Jim Mooney is putting together who you mean, but that is Chris Rocket Rollins, who actually runs his own MMA amateur
Promotion. Yeah.
promotion down there in Virginia. And from when I met him, and obviously he fought Ethan Hayes, your buddy Ethan Hayes. When I met him down in Morgantown at that fight, he said, he loves the fight. He takes on everybody. So certainly sounds like that might be a potential. And it's rare to get somebody with multiple than 20 fights fight another guy with multiple 20 fights. So that would be sweet, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be cool. And he said he wants to smoke. So I said, all right, say no more. I'm a smoke giver.
There you go. There you go. And it's
So yeah.
well, hopefully you get him or another exciting matchup. Having met Chris, I know he's got a like a kickboxing frame and clearly loves the kickboxing side of things, which of course you would oblige him in the striking in a striking battle, and they kept it pretty much all striking from what I remember with Ethan Hayes. So it seems like that would be a pretty great matchup. Overall, let's get your thoughts on your gym. You're the owner and main coach trainer of the Pittsburgh MMA Academy. How's that been going? What's it like doing both, fighting with your passion for your gym, your little ninjas? There was a little ninja behind me who was wearing a black shirt. She was maybe 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
Ear piercing scream. So hat off to her for screaming the entire 15 minutes plus in between rounds. So what's it like coaching those ninjas and obviously your brother and everybody and Cowboy, Pat Anna, and Craig Perry and all the guys that you have? How's coaching everything at the academy going?
Oh no, it's good, man. Like it's a day-to-day struggle and enjoyment, But I mean, everything's going good. I couldn't ask for anything better. Like I said, like life's all about ups and downs and stuff, and I take every type of adversity. I take it with a smile on my face and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. Everything's going exactly how it should be. I mean, like I said, like I had to sit back and think today. Like I had hip surgery 7 months ago, and I just fought my strength coach. Shout out to my strength coach John Lepp. Yeah, he's a big reason me bouncing back so fast. But he was like, "Yeah, dude, like you got surgery 7 months ago." You know what I mean? So, and I bounced back, and not just bounced back. I bounced back and already fought within 7 months, and like look effortlessly doing it. So, I can't complain.
I completely agree. And I thought it was a little bit closer to a year. 7 months is even more impressive to be under the knife 7 months ago and not just recover. For people that don't know, there's the mobile stage, there's the recovering, but then there's also the getting in fight camp. And for people that don't know, that is a
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
different, that is a completely different level. That would be similar to you running a marathon or something like that, where you're putting yourself in an extreme sense because professional MMA it looks like it's only 15 minutes, but it's hundreds of hours in
Oh
preparation to
yeah.
get there. So
Lots of preparation and like way things I have to do to prepare for it. So I mean, I remember I think in December I couldn't like get off from a sprawl. If I sprawled, I would get stuck on the ground. Like I was still doing physical therapy and stuff. So it took like a lot of push, a lot of hard work, a lot of help from my teammates and everything just to get me where I'm at and stuff. So I'm
well,
appreciative of it all.
it has really paid off. I guess we'll end on this thought, and that is here you are, made a triumphant return. You obviously look like you could push more in your next fight, which is a compliment. Your cardio was there, your breathing was there, your heart rate was there, your physical body looked great. You basically didn't really have any damage to you at all. You said you'd still like to make another push. Obviously, 247, loves you and will continue to get you fights, but it looks like you want to make another push to the next level, either back to the UFC or PFL, something like that. Is that what you're thinking about now, a day removed, or is it really about getting the next fight and then seeing after that?
Yeah, I mean that's I want to be in Pittsburgh. That's kind of lame. If I'm doing this, like I'm doing it to like get back on top and world level and stuff. That's what's kind of from that fight. I was like, I was kind of frustrated with myself. I'm like, I should have a little bit more risk, but I'm like, hey, whatever. But yeah, I want to compete back at the top, and I want to perform in world class, and that's what I look. Hopefully, we'll plan on doing for the next year or so.
Well, I can't wait to follow you during that journey, during that process. You are literally a legend and inspiration. You and Ethan, the Wolverine Goss, both fought on the first card 5 years ago for 247. You were already both legends and experienced guys back then. You now have both become pro champs for 247. You've gone to the UFC. Ethan is the double pro champ for 247. You guys have really shown how big of a legend you are. I can't wait to continue to follow you. Thanks so much for taking time, literally the day after a huge win, for coming on the show. Can't wait to have you back on the show in the future. You've been listening to Luke Payson, the MMA Fancast, with my absolute honor and privilege and pleasure and pleasure to have Khama, the Death Star Worthy, on the show. Thanks so much.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
You got it, brother. Take care.